Being a major state officer in the Illinois Association FFA is no easy task. State officers take an entire year of their lives, from June to June, to completely dedicate their time to serving Illinois FFA and its members. Major state officers accomplish various tasks like presenting keynote speeches, facilitating workshops, traveling around the state for chapter visits, or preparing for the state annual FFA convention, and so much more.
Because of all the responsibilities of state office, it's vital that the Illinois FFA members elect those who will serve the organization with dedication, a heart for service, and to the best of their abilities for the year. In order to do that, there must be a process to determine what candidates are best suited to become state officers. That process is the Illinois FFA State Officer Selection Committee.
The selection committee is a process consisting of various interviews and speeches, which are evaluated and scored by those serving on the selection committee. There is no limit to how many candidates can participate in the selection committee process each year. The requirements are to have earned the Illinois FFA state degree and have an official application submitted along with a resume and candidate poster. Based on the combined scores, the top 10 candidates are selected to move on to the next step, giving speeches at state convention.
Within the selection committee, there are 6 different practicums that candidates must go through. Candidates must take a written test, a written exercise, and deliver a prepared speech, all of which are completed before the day of the process. Then, on the day of the selection committee process, candidates must complete a general interview, participate in a group activity with other candidates, facilitate a workshop, and go through an impromptu scenario. This process is very rigorous, but it is the best way to ensure that the candidates are well prepared for life as a major state officer, and that the future of Illinois FFA will be in good hands.
The judges who have the opportunity to pick the top 10 candidates have a huge responsibility and are entrusted with a great honor. These judges come from all different areas of the Illinois FFA, including FFA members, teachers, FFA board members, leaders in the ag industry, past state officers, college or university representatives, media friends, and more. Please listen now as the judges share their experiences about the 2022 Illinois FFA State Officer Selection Committee experience.
They're very impressive, and their understanding, I think, both of FFA and agriculture in general. I just listen to them talk about it, and their passion really comes through in all of their answers to the questions. So it's been enjoyable to listen to them, and I'm just really impressed by their poise and their understanding of the industry.
I feel like the most thing that stuck out to me was the different stories that everyone gave on why they joined FFA or why or how FFA impacts themselves as well as their community and the members in their chapter.
For me, it was impactful to have the opportunity to come back and do this. I went through selection committee as a student a few years ago, and I really appreciated the time that the judges took to spend with us that day. So getting to be on the other side of that and experience it as a judge was really impactful for me, knowing that I have that opportunity to give back now.
My favorite part about being on selection committee was not only getting to meet tons of new people and just having that experience, but it was getting to see the many ways that people acted and responded in different circumstances. As each kid went through the same thing, they did it so differently. It just depended on the group. And I thought it was amazing to get to see how they thought through the process.
You know, this has really been a very interesting process, and I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to participate. I spent the last year really getting to know FFA from a legislative perspective. So now to get to know the students and their passion for it, and it makes me excited because I feel like I've been able to play a little role in that. So this has just really been a very educational experience for me, and one that I am so excited that I had the opportunity to participate in.
So Mark, what was your favorite part about selection committee?
My favorite part about selection committee is I see all these different members outside of in different conferences and events that happen in the state of Illinois. And I think what the best part about it is you get to see those people in action and perform the best of their ability. And also your fellow judges you have with you, you kind of get to see their background and how they got into FFA and kind of get their insight on that.
I think the most important part of the selection committee process is using the skills that they have learned through their FFA experiences and putting them to the test to become the best individual leaders that they can be.
My favorite part was getting able to see what everyone was going to say and how everyone can help themselves, and these are our future leaders, so I was happy to see what everyone was going to say and how they held themselves as a leader for our FFA.
The top 10 have been selected, but I don't know how the organization could have gone wrong. Not only the students who presented themselves that were there, but also as an adult judge being in a room with student judges and listening to their comments and questions. So the future is certainly bright for the organization, and most impactful part was being able to spend a Saturday when these students could have been doing something else.
We learned about communication, so the people who were talking to us, they just gave us different scenarios, and we learned more about communication to work with others.
Just seeing everything that the students go through and how they can just learn from all the experiences of the day.
What was the most powerful thing about being on selection committee?
I think being able to pick our next candidates for this upcoming election and getting to know what goes on behind the scenes.
So what did you learn most about the candidates at the selection committee?
Their different perspectives on the prompt and what they were given. Seeing their outlooks on stuff's pretty neat. How they chose to use the time was really cool, effective.
I think one of the most important things about selection committee is obviously finding the top of the top, and it's a very difficult process, and all these candidates are extremely qualified, and so it's just nice to see young people in this organization that are extremely qualified with amazing life skills.
What was the most fun part about being on selection committee?
It was all really fun, but the most fun part had to be just being around all the people, the other judges, even the teacher ones. We were all laughing the whole time, so it's just overall a really good experience.